Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Thought I might just have a little bit of a rant about what happened on Saturday in London. Went down to Trafalgar Square to see what was going on because I heard there was a little bit of a protest down there. So, yeah, got there quite late in the afternoon. Not many people left from the protester crowd, just quite a small handful, really. Probably a few hundred, maybe. A couple of people laying on the floor, getting some kind of medical treatment before they were carted off by the police. Um, yeah, just sort of observing to see what was going on, really. On my way to see a friend down in Peckham. Yeah, so I was walking across the square and a constable just basically said to me, "You need to move away from this area because you're contravening some kind of legislation." I didn't hear exactly what he said, but I wasn't going to get engaged in a conversation with him because there was quite a few of them, and I just wanted to get out of there really to go towards Parliament Square to see what was happening. So I just politely ignored him and just sort of carried on. Yeah, heading towards Parliament Square, I went through Regent's Park and there was another small crowd sort of hanging around there with a few placards and what have you. So I just sort of stood there to see what was happening, and there was several riot vans there, and probably about, I don't know, 30, 40 coppers maybe. More coppers than there were protesters anyway. So yeah, I was just standing there minding my own business. Somebody comes up to me, this girl, and said, what she was doing there, and she was part of this group, Stand Up X, I believe, something like that. And yeah, just having a brief chat with her about things, and then she went and sat down with her friends, and yeah, I was just minding my own business. Made a call to my friend, doing a video call with him, and one of the coppers come up to me, several of them behind him, basically said in no uncertain terms, in quite an aggressive tone I might add, that I needed to move away from this area because I was in breach of the legislation, and that I'd already been warned apparently that I shouldn't be standing there in a public park on my own, minding my own business. And I sort of said, what? On what grounds? And he's like, "Oh, the Coronavirus Act." He seemed to think that I was in a group of people, purely because I'd had a conversation with one person. How he made that assumption, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I wanted to kind of challenge him on that. So I said, well, hang on a minute. And then he just basically interrupted me and said, "Look, no," he said, "you don't get it." He said, if you don't do as I tell you right now," this is not verbatim, by the way, but this is basically what he was saying, that if you don't move away from this spot right now, I will arrest you. No debate. He said, "I'm not debating you." He said, "That's it. You've been warned." I said, "Well, I haven't been warned, but I'm not going to argue with you. I don't really fancy spending a night or more in the cells just to prove a point like that, especially when there was loads of them." Yeah, I just politely walked away, but quite stunned really that things have got to this kind of extreme now. I mean, yeah, I know they've got a job to do, and you know, I don't hold any grudge personally because yeah, he may have had a shit day or whatever, and he was just pissed off with arguing with people. Yeah, you get some numpties on these protests sometimes, but the vast majority of them I've found were just an ordinary cross section of society, just voicing their opinions quite legitimately. So yeah, very heavy-handed, but yeah, just thought I'd share that experience. Yeah, just wondered if anyone else has had any similar experiences recently. Yeah.